Hey everyone, Outcast01 here for episode 3 of Professor Flaxbeard's Wondrous Steam Power mod. Now, those of you who've been paying attention to the openings of all these videos so far, you may notice things look a little different in here. There have been a couple of updates to the mod. It's now up to version 0.252 beta, and the 2.5.1, there was a little glitch with the flash boiler, and some havoc ensued, and I took advantage of the carnage to remodel a little bit. I wanted to change some stuff, and it was a perfect opportunity. So here's the new shop, and we're going to do some stuff in here today. So get ready. Alright, so here we are in the shop. Here is my ginormous flash boiler with its 4 Archimedes screws, keeping this thing charged up with as much water as it could possibly want. This thing just devours water to make all the steam needed. Now down here, you'll see my 15 segment LED display that I got in the floor here. There's a pipe running down from the back corner of the furnace to a gauge down here to a comparator to then power this whole thing up. And the reason it's blinking is there is a overflow valve way down there to release some steam pressure. After the explosion, I wasn't too thrilled with my old setup. I'll give you a quick shot of what that thing looked like. This thing was huge, and I've been using that for about 3 weeks. I posted it on the forum back on July 16th, and the new version is much smaller and much quieter. So here's the new version. It's way down on the ground, so you can't hear it upstairs. And simple redstone lights. So you got the comparator with 1 redstone over there, 2 blocks away, 2 redstone torches just for aesthetics, and redstone pathway going around it. Down in each corner here there is a piston, a sticky piston with a block of stone that it'll push over those open pipes, releasing the pressure so that the whole system does not explode. Go back upstairs now. So yeah, that's my version of a nice new safety system for keeping this thing from exploding. Now over here we got the steam fillers for all the different steam tools. Now one nice thing about the update is that now if you throw a steam gauge onto these fillers, it will show you how much pressure is in each one of these tools. So you basically got a little gas gauge on all these guys now, which is nice. Over here we got the anvil with its steam hammer, and this guy is awesome. So as a lot of you know, if you've ever tried to rename a tool, it takes an absurd amount of experience just to rename a tool. And I don't understand why it takes so much experience to rename something. But with this guy, it'll take no experience whatsoever. So we can right click on him, put this in here, and we're instead of making it diamonds, we're just going to call it die. Get back out of it. Got this cool little animation going. Got a little progress bar in here of what's going on with it. And we got ourselves a new sword called Die to kill stuff. Now over here it's pretty much an exact copy of what I got in my survival world for how I have my cauldrons set up. So I've got my cauldrons over a pit of lava. I got each of the 3 mold blocks, ingot, plate, and nugget. Now one thing that's really neat about the cauldrons, let's say you accidentally made too many helmets, or you've just got an accumulation from mob spawners. You want to do something with that stuff. Well, you can recycle it now. So 2 helmets filled this guy up. So we got 10 iron ingots back from our little recycling of the helmets. So it's about what you would get putting into it. So it's pretty neat. So you can use the cauldrons to essentially recycle stuff that you don't want. It doesn't work on doors. It only seems to work on armor. But it's a neat little thing to have. Now over here I've got a little setup with 6 different furnaces. Each one facing each other has the exact same stuff in the chests. So in the last two we got food. We got steak and, or excuse me, beef and pork chops and fish. Same thing. We got cobblestone, clay, all that fun stuff. Same over here. Iron and gold ore. Same over here. And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna have a little race here. So over here we have the steam power stuff. Over here we have the coal power stuff. Now we're gonna go ahead and open up the system to these guys here and let that go ahead and fill up. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna have a little race here. Now normally you have to fill up every single one of these furnaces with fuel to keep this system going. Now with these steam heaters, and there's 2 on each one, and with each one of these furnaces there's only one source for the heat that you have to keep powered up, and that's the furnace. So that furnace will power all 3 of these guys. And so far, let's see what here. We got 6 gold, we got 3 iron. Out of order there. We got 7 hardened clays. We got just got 4 hardened clays. So the steam power is already looking to be much quicker. 4 So not only is the steam more efficient than the coal, the food also gives you a little more health than the coal stuff when it's steamed. So there's a neat little bonus for building all of this stuff. It's not just for show or anything. You do get some benefits with it. Now out here in the yard, I got 6 different furnaces, each one set up with different fuel. We got wood, we have charcoal, normal coal, coal blocks, lava, and blaze rods. Now, there's really no difference in the fuel source to make them go any quicker than the other. They're all about the same. There's not really any significant difference between, you know, using wood over the blaze rods as far as getting these systems up to pressure. They're all about the same. There's no advantage or anything. Just whatever you have on hand, throw it in there, and it'll do what needs to be done. It's just, you know, normal furnace stuff. You know, so lava will still run this for a long period of time. A single bucket of lava. Same with the coal blocks. Same with, you know, coal. You know, the wood goes the fastest. Now, I just showed you guys the furnaces with the steam heaters, and you think, well, since these are based off of a furnace, I'll just take a couple of those steam heaters and hook them up to these guys, and they'll make it go even quicker. No, it won't. So this furnace, or this boiler, has 2 steam heaters hooked up to it. This one does not. But just to make the capacity of the systems the same, there's the same number of pipes, the same number of heaters hooked up to it, and there's no difference between the two. This takes just as long as that one to heat up, and after the fuel's all burned up, they still run the same period of time. So the steam heater does not affect the steam boiler in any way as far as getting up to pressure or keeping it going. It just won't do it. Another neat thing that was carried over with the update was the ability to hide the pipes through walls. So everything after 0.25, you can now do this. And if you hold up a wrench, you can see all of the openings that the pipes are running through. So you can still do all the servicing and whatnot. Another neat thing with a pipe, you can go up to connecting points, and you can connect and disconnect pipes. That's how I was able to keep these 2 rows side by side, but disconnect them. And there we go, they're back together. Now for the rock smashers, there's the 2 different modes. There's smasher and there's block breaker. Now what that means is the smasher mode, it will take, let's say, a block of stone and smash it down so much it's now gravel. We do the block breaker with the stone, and it's going to break it down into a block of cobblestone. So now here we have two different style of cobblestone machines. We have a gravity fed one, and then we have a piston based one. Now we're going to do a quick little test run here. Make sure all the valves are where they're supposed to be. And okay, and we're all set for this one, so here we go. So I'm going to stand back a little bit since these machines are so noisy. They are so very noisy. And you know what, I'm gonna turn those two off now. We don't need a lot of steam pressure in the system here. We're going to vent the system. We're just going to get these guys to shut down quickly. Doesn't have to be a long race. Just going to show what you can do with the rock breakers. Okay. So here we got 20 cobblestone and 19 gravel. And over here we have 28 cobblestone. So this guy produced more cobblestone than this one did, but because I had two different settings, it produced more material overall. So just to show you what these guys can do and what you can do to set them up, it's kind of neat. Okay, now over here we have the steam tools that are included with this mod. We got the drill, we got the shovel, we got the saw. We're gonna show what these guys can do. So we're gonna right click, and right click. So we're out here in the yard, and we got some stone set up here, and just all these tools pretty much run the same. So what you do is you hold down the right button, that spins up the tool. You don't have to hold it down. That just uses up a lot of steam. You just kind of pulse it, and you'll watch the speed go down, and then you just start digging like you would normal, and it goes pretty quick. You know, it's like, you know, a good diamond tool with efficiency on it, just kind of speed. You know, and if you let it spin down, then we start getting down into like iron tools, or you know, eventually we start getting down to like a wood tool kind of a speed as the yeah, it just gets pretty slow. Then get it back up to speed. There we go. Same thing with the shovel. Get it up to speed. You know, it's not diamond shovel with level 5 efficiency craziness, but it gets the job done. And then when you're all done with the tools, you go back to the steam filler, right click onto it, you get a neat little puff of steam to refill in the tools. And yeah. So that's it for those guys. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. They don't wear out, they just run out of steam. Alright, so checking in on our furnaces. Looks like two of the three, all three steams have finished up, whereas the coal fires are still going. So looks like the steam is the new king here, and we're getting the salmon going. We're just starting to get to the stone. Meanwhile, everything is done. I'm Outcast01. This has been episode 3 of Professor Flaxbeard's Wondrous Steam Power mod. Tune in next time, and we're going to go over the next segment of that mod. We've covered all the tools, all the things that you can build and build with, and next time we're going to go over the other aspect of this mod. That's right, the weapons and armor.